So Drew, first of all, I want to thank you for coming by today. We've got a lot of people who listen to this podcast who may not be familiar with Drew, so I want to give you an opportunity to tell the people who you are and where you work and what you do.
Yeah, thanks, Jason. Thanks for having me, and obviously honored to be here. I'm Drew Dellinger with Garden City Realty. That's located down in the Myrtle Beach area of the Grand Strand.
How do you prefer the people listening get in touch with you?
I would say cell phone's probably the best way. My number's 843-446-2893. Obviously, email, social media is a good platform these days as well. My email is drew@emaildrew.com. And if you want to find me on Facebook, simply type in Drew Dellinger, and it's #1 producer of the year.
So Drew, what types of properties do you specialize in?
Really anything relating to residential real estate, new construction in there too, but primary home, secondary home, investment property, and coastal properties. When I say coastal properties, I'm referring to really everything, obviously on the ocean, but maybe within a golf cart drive to that. A lot of those properties in our vacation rental zone. Our office, Garden City Realty, has actually been the #1 producing real estate firm in the Garden City market, according to MLS data, for many years, or at least as long as I've been there. Mm-hmm. So that allows us to, me to have a special knowledge with being there day to day about, rental income can really be a deciding factor in value. We have over 400 properties on our vacation rental program between Surfside and Garden City. So it really allows me to confidently guide home buyers and sellers through that process.
Okay, great. Well, Drew, we've got a lot of people listening who've decided that they're going to buy a home here in the Myrtle Beach area soon, and they haven't found a realtor to help them find the perfect home. So why don't you send a message to them and tell them, what do you do that's unique? What do you bring to the table for home buyers? And what separates you from the rest of the realtors here?
Jason, I would say communication and probably overall transparency with the process. Communication, it's just me. I don't have an assistant. I don't have a team. I don't have a closing coordinator. So when somebody deals with me, they're dealing with me from start to finish. So I think communication's a huge piece. And, just the overall transparency, I would say, I came into real estate from sales for sure, but I wanted a more gratifying career day to day, and I came into this business to truly help folks. And so when I say transparency, it's just as soon as I sign somebody as a buyer, meaning as soon as somebody becomes a buyer client of mine, and I can represent them properly, they're going to get the good, bad, and ugly out of me. They're going to get down to the nitty gritty. I'm going to tell them what they want to hear, but also what they don't want to hear. Hey, I'll talk somebody out of buying a house, or I wouldn't say talk them out of it, but certainly advise them properly so they know all the facts, and I hate the word sales with the real estate industry. I really do. I think that there's many products out there that probably need to be sold. Real estate shouldn't be one of them when we're dealing with buyers. Yeah. Representing sellers is a different thing, but with a buyer, this is the biggest purchase most folks are ever going to make, and it's a huge investment. So when I go out and work with a buyer from start to finish, I'm getting them an info that I hope somebody would be giving me if I was in their position, to make a comfortable decision for their family.
I also want you to talk to the people listening who currently live in the Myrtle Beach area who have decided to sell their home this year and they haven't found a listing agent. What do you want them to know about your services, and what are you going to do that's unique and special to help them sell their home?
For sellers, I'd say exposure and just overall knowledge of the process. Exposure. We're in a new age we're in a tech savvy world now. Technology is huge, and the list it and let it sell days are gone. The whole mindset of list with an agent and they're going to bring you a buyer is gone. I don't know the exact number, but I want to say the last time I checked was 93% of folks purchase a home they find online. So with numbers like that, you better be marketing your home properly, so exposure is huge, and getting them to start to finish. I am certified in real estate negotiations, which is not just negotiating them the best deal, but also putting them in a position, the best position they can possibly be in to make sure they close. I think that's an overlooked process. I have great vendor partners that allow me to ask questions about financing guidelines, insurance guidelines, different things like that. So when an offer comes in for a seller, I know the questions to ask to make sure we don't go to contract with something we could have prevented from falling through. Can't fix everything, can't prevent everything, but we can certainly do all we can to try. And they kind of marketing, exposure and that tying together. Coming in this business, I created a more of an approach, I would say, more than anything, called My Fair Chance Listing System. The simple tagline of that is give your home the fair chance it deserves. So it couldn't, that one sentence explains it the best. Let's give you're hiring me as an agent to produce you the highest return on investment possible, right? So that's why I created that. I was just seeing the inconsistency throughout the marketplace. It kind of frustrated me to see it for sellers. And even an interesting fact, as I was breaking down my 2018 numbers last year, I looked at, I sold on the listing side 26 listings, equaling about $7 million. And when I broke down the average sales price for every listing, now this is taking them all together and doing an average, but it was nearly 99% sales to list price for my listing. So, I can sit here and say why to list with me and everything else, but I don't think numbers can lie. And what I'm doing, I try to put sellers first and do all I can to get them the highest return on their investment.
So you brought up 2018 numbers, and that reminds me, I was curious to ask you, it's been a few months since we met. It was towards the end of 2018, and at that time, you were ranked in the top 2% of all Grand Strand realtors based on sales. Mm-hmm. How did 2018 finish for you?
Finished good. It was the same. I was in the top 2% for the entire Grand Strand. Top 1% for Myrtle's Inlet Garden City. Actually finished up in the number 7 slot according to the MLS for that. About $14 million, a little over $14 million in total sales last year, and was very blessed and honored to take home 4 or 5 awards in my office, which was one of those number 1 producer of the year and a few others. But yeah, it turned out to be a good year, and this one so far, I think I'm at over 5 million in pending transactions right now. So
awesome.
So it turned out to be a good year so far. Very blessed.
Well, congratulations on your success. We're running short on time. I know you're a busy guy and you need to get back to work, but is there anything we missed? Any messages that you want to send to the listeners about your real estate services that we didn't cover?
I just want folks to know that this is more than a source of income to me. This is truly a passion. I came to this career to serve and help others, and it's gratifying for me in that fact, and there's nothing that excites me more than having a past client call me and thank me, thoroughly thank me for all I did and the advisement I gave them in sellers alike. So I just want folks to know this is a passion of mine. I love real estate. I do have a true love for it, and I'm not just showing up for a paycheck. It's more than that to me.
Well, great. It's been awesome talking to you again, Drew. Hope you have a very successful 2019. Our mission here is to help you grow your business. So if there's anything we can do to help you out, please don't hesitate to give us a call.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Jason.
You're welcome. Talk to you soon.